One take, one take. This is NBA One Take featuring yours truly, Pretty Boy Lakers. This is NBA One Take for your head. NBA One Take for your brain. Coming to you live from Newburgh, New York. This is NBA One Take. NBA playoff preview. It looks like everything is set. Everything is set from a couple of matchups and the play-in games, or what I would call it, the play-in situation. And the first I got to talk about is the 7-8 matchup, which is my Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I feel we're going to win. LeBron James and Anthony Davis, as well as D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, and Malik Beasley and the other guys, we should be able to get it done. We should be able to get it done and be able to beat them convincingly. Why I say that? Minnesota looked good at times, but then we saw what happened a few days ago. Rudy Gobert, I think it was yesterday. Rudy Gobert punched Kyle Anderson in the face. Now he's gonna be suspended for the game. He's not coming. They sent him home. He ain't playing. Kyle Anderson said they're gonna talk about it and move on. You don't punch a man in the face on live TV. And even Draymond responded where he replied to the same tweet that Rudy Gobert said. Insecurity is always made loud. And he posted that after the footage came out about Draymond Green punching Jordan Poole in the face. And Draymond, being Draymond, both same thing. And he right. They did the same thing too. It's funny to me. So Rudy Gobert's not playing. So far, we don't know going forward, whatever like that. I heard guys say, shit, that should be grounds of damn void in the damn contract and try to get some of them damn picks back from Utah. That's what they saying. But listen, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. So that's going to put a lot of pressure on Karl Anthony Towns and Ant-Man Anthony Edwards. Right? They're going to try their best. But I think the Lakers should be able to win this game. And they're playing at home. They should be motivated, healthy, and be able to win. And D'Angelo Russell got some, that's his former team. So obviously he should be motivated to beat them. So we'll see. We'll see about that. But I got my Lakers winning that, baby. I got them winning that. Okay. Also, in the Western Conference, we got the 4-5 matchup. This is a playoff series. Phoenix Suns versus LA Clippers. Kevin Durant, the guy versus Russell Westbrook. Even though it looks good on the marquee, right? But it's really Kevin Durant versus Kawhi Leonard. And as great of a showdown that would have been in 2019 in the NBA Finals, to see KD and Kawhi Leonard really go at it, because let's totally be honest, the real showdown would have happened if in the 2017, if Kawhi Leonard didn't get hurt, the Spurs versus the Warriors, we'd have really saw something great there. right? And then Kawhi Leonard goes down by Zaza Pachulia, and he's out for the rest of the series, and the Spurs got swept by the Warriors and gone on to win the championship. And mind you, before they went down, Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs was smacking the Golden State Warriors. That same Golden State Warriors team that everyone dubs as the greatest team of all time. They were smacking them. Smacking them. Okay? They were smacking them. And so Kawhi goes down. Then Kawhi's on, with all his situation, he was traded to the Raptors. The Raptors in the finals against the Golden State Warriors. Mind you, Kevin Durant, he was already out, nursing a strange Achilles he previously had in the few rounds prior. The Warriors went to the finals, and Kevin Durant came back, which we would have said, yeah, we want to see that, And then he tore his Achilles in that same game, and the Raptors going on to win the title. Now, we know we had some earlier matchups with KD versus Kawhi Leonard, but it was not really. KD was still KD. He was but he wasn't. He was KD, right? But he wasn't like KD, Warriors KD, like really prime KD. He was young KD, which is still great. And then we didn't have Kawhi Leonard. He was a pup. He wasn't the Kawhi Leonard that we know. He was still under Tim Duncan and Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili's system with Greg Popovich. So he was under that system. We didn't get this Kawhi, that Raptors Kawhi, that Clippers Kawhi. So now we get this matchup. Guys is a little older, a little more banged up, but we finally going to get this matchup. KD's on Phoenix with CP3, Devin Booker. They looking to win the title. They're looking to win the title. That's the Phoenix Suns. They looking for the championship and the title. The Clippers, on the other hand, they're looking for that, but we don't know. It's Paul George. It's out for the possible couple of games in this series. Possibly come back game 3 at the earliest. With that leg injury he had. I didn't even talk about that leg injury in any of my previous posts. I didn't cover the game, but I knew about it. I should have talked about it, but he had that horrific thing in the USA game years back when he was playing with the Indiana Pacers. But he's still uncertain. So I got the Suns winning this series in 6 games. And then there's going to be a lot of questions going forward with the Clippers. A lot of going forward with the Clippers. When they lose in that first round, there's going to be a lot of questions going forward with the LA Clippers. Now with coaching, with the roster, and especially with the 2 stars. Because the expectation they have for them, and they don't want to hear it anymore. Last year they got beat in the first round. They don't want to hear it. The other year they beat on Utah. Got through that. Got to the conference finals. Paul George did the damnedest he could have, but Kawhi wasn't there. So this injury concerns is really concerning to them. And what we gonna see? So I got the Suns in 6. Let's go to the 3-6 matchup in the Western Conference. Sacramento Kings versus the Golden State Warriors. Old nerds versus new nerds. Now, why I'm saying that, old nerds versus new nerds, because, like I said, the new nerds are the people that love the Golden State Warriors, and, they've been watching the Golden State Warriors. They like how they play. They always talking about this, and they love the way they do the analytics and all this other, the way Steph and everybody does the shooting and things like that, the numbers, and they love, that's their team. That's their guys, right? They always do that. And then we got the Kings, right? The Kings, old nerds. Because the new nerds kind of like the Kings too, right? It's almost a flip. So the new nerds, the younger people, like the Kings, how they do this, Sabonis, they love their scoring and everything else like that. And then you got the people that used to watch the Kings back in the day with Chris Webber, Vlade Divac, and Pedro Soviatras, Chris Webber, Mike Bibby, Jason Williams, and Bobby Jackson, those guys. They love those guys. And it says, oh, the Kings is back. With De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, Malik Monk and those guys. So there's a expectation now that they could carry on that tradition, and they're going to be able to do what they did before. Let's see, now they have to play the Golden State Warriors, the reigning champs. And I said that the Golden State Warriors is in trouble, but oh man, was I wrong on that one? You see, I can say I'm wrong. Golden State is going to beat the Kings. Golden State is heavily favored by Vegas for the Warriors to win. They're going to beat them, and they're going to beat them in 5 games. I think they're going to win game 1, and I think they're going to tie that 2. They're going to go up 3-run and crush their spirits in 5. Remember what Draymond said? Yeah, man, I want to play. He want to play against them. He want to go up against Mike Brown. The Kings had a great season, wonderful season, resurgence season. Broke that 16-year history, so I don't have to keep saying about that. Ron Artest and Kevin Martin and Mike Bibby-led Kings. I don't got to talk about them no more, because that's a distant past. It's new Kings now. But the Kings is not going to win but 1 game in this series, to what I say. The Warriors is going to beat them. They're going to break their spirits twice in their home, where the crowd's going to be crazy with like to be. Even though you talk about the Warriors' struggles, playoffs a little different. Why? Preparation. When you prepare, you stay footed and locked in. It's totally different than you're just losing and everybody's, no. The team is going to band together. Even when Andrew Wiggins coming back, they're going to band together and see what they're going to do from there. So I got them boys, right? And go to the East. Miami Heat versus the Atlanta Hawks. And the play-in situation 7 versus 8. I got the Heat winning this play-in game. They're going to beat the Hawks. They're going to trash the Hawks. They're going to smash on the Hawks. It's nothing they're going to do. They're going to lock up Trae Young. They're going to make it tough. They're going to make it hard. They're going to do whatever they got to do. Jimmy Butler and these guys is not playing. They trying to get to the playoffs. They're not playing around. There's no joking around right now with the Heat. It's money time. It's going to be a dangerous 7 seed going up against Boston. Just like my Lakers going to be a 7 seed going up against those Memphis Grizzlies. That's going to be tough on those Grizzlies. Trust me. But the Heat going to beat them. They're not going to let up. And then they're going to go to the 7th seed. And then and let me get to the 4-5 matchup in the East. The New York Knicks versus Cleveland Cavaliers. We've been talking about this matchup damn near a month because it was almost seemed like those two was going to be locked in to face each other. So you got Donovan Mitchell, who should have been a Knick, going up against the team that he should have been on that team against the New York Knicks. I got the Knicks winning this series in 6 games. I got the Knicks winning. And this is not going to be an upset because I think people know that people are fearful that the Knicks is going to win this series. I think the Knicks is going to win this series. I think the Knicks has what it takes to get through this series. And I think they're going to beat them in 6 games. Because it's a lot of pressure on Donovan Mitchell. He got Evan Mobley, he got Darius Garland, he got Jared Allen and these guys. But I think the Knicks, as well as how constructed they are and how impact they are like a fist, they're going to be able to withstand anything, any heroics of Donovan Mitchell, and be able to win this. Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, Josh Hart, Quentin Grimes. They're going to be able to beat them. And let's go to the West play-in situation with the 9-10 Oklahoma City Thunder versus the New Orleans Pelicans. This is going to be a delightful game. Great. It's going to be delightful. But I got Oklahoma City Thunder winning this one. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to take it to another level. He is going to make sure that they get this win. I love Brandon Ingram, but Zion Williamson is not playing. I think what they have is good, but I don't think they have what it takes to get it, to be able to beat this Oklahoma City team that's playing out their minds and going to do whatever. I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to take it to another level. He's going to make sure people know this man's name. His name will be known. And remember I was talking about in the preview, talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He ain't tanking. And guess what? He wants to go to the playoffs. He wasn't thinking about all the rumors of they gonna tank for Wembanyama. They can have him, Chet Holmgren, and all that. No. He's not thinking about that. They winning. We got the roster to win. No. We going to the playoffs. We going to the playoffs. He been to the playoffs twice as a rookie with the Clippers when they played against the Warriors, and then he played against the Houston Rockets when Chris Paul was on the team, and he got that taste. When you play with veterans and you go to the playoffs and everything like that, your mindset is totally different. His mindset is totally different. No matter what these other people are talking about. So, know it. But I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. Let's talk about the 3-6 matchup in the East. Philadelphia 76ers versus the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets is done. They're gonna be out in 5. I give Mikal out. I give Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. These guys one game, but Joel Embiid and them is gonna beat them handily. They're going to beat them handily because guess what? I think the Celtics is going to have a handful for themselves in that first round, and I don't think it's going to be easy for them. I think the 76ers is going to be waiting for the Celtics in that second round because they're going to take care of business. They know the Nets does not have no reason to be in the playoffs right now. That's a 6 seed. With the trade with Kyrie Irving and the implosion that happened in Dallas, and they're out there, was out the plane and everything like that. Is so much speculation, everything like that with Dallas, with Luka Doncic's future. The Nets is in a situation, but they're not what they got a gem in Mikal Bridges. But they're not what they need to. They're not where they need to be at right now. They're not. I think Joel Embiid and James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, they're going to put together a package to be able to take care of the Brooklyn Nets easily. And they're going to beat them. And the last one is going to be Toronto Raptors versus Chicago Bulls. This one I am almost the most uncertain about because both teams are playing well beneath my expectations for both, and I have both teams actually in the playoffs, 5-6 or 4-5, whatever. I thought they was going to improve on that, but they didn't. And both teams is in a 9-10 matchup. But the thing is, I have one of those teams is going to be the 8th spot. So no matter what, either one of them is going to get steamrolled by the Bucks in the first round as the 8th matchup, because I think the Raptors or the Bulls is going to be able to destroy the Hawks, because the Hawks is a truly flawed team, and that's why you have the front office leaking information, talking about ownership, giving them free rein to make any roster changes to the entire roster. No one is safe, that's including Trae Young. But I got to be honest with you. I have the Toronto Raptors winning this game. I have the Toronto Raptors winning because I think Chicago is going to make a lot of wholesale changes next season. Somewhat Toronto too, because I think they're going to be looking for a new head coach. You know, Nick Nurse is great, but understand, I think the Raptors would have won a championship if Dwayne Casey would have stood on. Dwayne Casey went to Detroit. Now he's stepped down, went to the front office. I was glad he wasn't fired because he's a really good coach. But he had to step aside, probably let someone young come in there and take over the reins of the team, and then build it up as well, instead of an established veteran coach trying to really instill culture. But I think some of the patience of a veteran coach can really wane and take his time. Get a young coach in there, young, enthusiastic, you in the front office, speak to them, establish culture, you could be able to get the team where you need to get to, and they could be able to win. So yeah, I got Nick Nurse and Toronto Raptors winning the play-in against the Chicago Bulls. Because Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, the only way I can see them both coming out of this is they both go for over 30-some points, and I just see Vooch really upon playing out his mind offensively, passing, diamond, shooting, and really stretching out this team. I think the Raptors they're going to just be out there running, and Van Vliet is going to be finding these guys. Because Toronto really have no horses really to defend and really stop what the Raptors is going to be trying to do, because Lonzo Ball's not there. Yeah, Ayo Dosunmu, Patrick Woods, but that's putting a lot of pressure on young guys to really be out there doing it. And your veterans is not really known too much for defense because, frankly, they can't really defend too well, and they're gonna lose. Might be close, but I don't really see it too well after that. But yeah, this is NBA One Take. It's a big episode for me. It's Pretty Boy Laker, and I'm out.